Tampa Bay's future is hanging by a thread, and it all starts with one player. A former first-round pick is now standing at the edge of greatness or disaster, and what happens next could make or break the entire defense, even the season. Buccaneers fans, you're not ready for what's coming out of one Buck place. Tampa Bay fans, buckle up, because what's happening behind the scenes right now could change everything you think you know about this team heading into 2025. It's mid-July. Training camp is about to begin. But already, whispers are flying out of one Buck place, and they're not just rumors. They're real, they're strong, and they could reshape this franchise's future. Three huge stories are coming out of Tampa, and they aren't just about this season, they're about the next chapter in Bucs history. Let's start with the one that has everyone talking. It's about a young player who was supposed to be the guy. A first-round pick, a defensive game-changer, the one who would lead this team back to dominance. But now, he's at a dangerous crossroads. His name is Collijah Cany, and 2025 might be the most important year of his entire football career. When the Bucs took him 19th overall in the 2023 NFL Draft, the vision was bold, fast, disruptive, a defensive tackle who could blow up the middle of the line, stop the run, crush the quarterback, and force teams to rethink how they attack this defense. And in flashes, he has shown that. His speed off the line? Electric. His hands? Sharp. In fact, since 2023, he's created 85 quarterback pressures, one of the top marks among all defensive tackles. When he's rushing the passer, you feel the threat. But here's the hard truth. Collijah hasn't been consistent. And the part of his game that matters most, stopping the run, has been his biggest weakness. Over the past 2 seasons, his run defense has ranked near the bottom of the league. We're talking about a 28.7 grade. For a defensive tackle, that's a serious problem. His side of the field has become a target, like a crack in the wall that keeps getting wider, letting big plays slip through every single week. And that's where the pressure is now boiling over. This team didn't use a first-round pick to get a part-time player. They needed a cornerstone, someone to build the whole defense around. But right now, Collijah's struggles in the run game are making life harder for everyone else on defense. Linebackers get swallowed up. Safeties have to play up. The whole unit shifts out of balance. So here's the question. Can Collijah Cany take the next step? Can he fix this hole and become the complete player Tampa needs him to be? Because if he can, if he turns the corner, this Buccaneers defense could finally go from soft to scary. But if he doesn't, this defense might be the very thing that keeps Tampa out of the playoffs again. What do you think, Bucs fans? Rate your confidence in Collijah Cany from 1 to 10. Is he about to break out or break down? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let your voice be heard. When a defense starts breaking down in the middle, everything else begins to fall apart. If teams can run straight through the heart of the line, the linebackers are overwhelmed. The secondary gets exposed. Simple plays turn into big gains. And suddenly, what should be a normal down becomes a nightmare. That's exactly what's been happening to the Buccaneers, and Collijah Cany is right at the center of it. This training camp isn't just a chance to get in shape. For Cany, it's a make-or-break moment. Every drill he does, every snap he takes, the coaches will be watching with laser focus. They're not just checking effort. They're looking at his technique, his strength, and most of all, whether he can adjust during live action. There's no more room for excuses. And things just got more intense with the addition of veteran edge rusher Irving. Now that there's proven talent around Cany, any weak spots he has are going to stand out even more. Here's the tough truth. If Cany can't improve, especially in stopping the run, Tampa Bay might have to move on. They can't afford to have a weak link in the middle of a defense that's trying to support an offense built to win now. But here's why this is more than just pressure. It's also a huge opportunity. Cany has all the raw tools. His footwork, his quickness, even his football IQ, they're all there. What's been missing is the consistency. The ability to play at a high level every down. Not just on 3rd and long, but on 1st and 10, when it's time to shut down the run and set the tone. If he figures it out, if everything finally clicks, then this Tampa Bay defense could go from being a weakness to becoming one of the league's most dangerous units. And Cany isn't alone. He's surrounded by leadership, veterans like Lavonte David and Mayfield Jr., guys who've been through the wars and know what it takes to win. The coaches still believe in him. If they didn't, they wouldn't be investing so much time and trust. But belief isn't enough anymore. Now it's time for action. This training camp is the biggest test of his career. And the Bucs need to see not just improvement, they need to see transformation. A player they can trust in any game, any moment, against any opponent. But just when it felt like this was the biggest story of the week, something unexpected happened, and it changed everything. It started quietly. No headlines, no cameras, just a quiet conversation between two men, one from the past and one from the present. In a small film room inside one Buck place, Buccaneers legend Ron Barber sat down with quarterback Baker Mayfield. They watched tape. They talked football. But what came out of that meeting was far bigger than a breakdown of plays. It was a moment of deep respect, passed from one generation to another. Ron Barber, the same man who helped bring Tampa Bay its first Super Bowl, who played 16 seasons with pride, passion, and fire, looked Baker in the eye and said words that hit like thunder through the building. This is a special place, and you, man, you're the perfect Buck. He wasn't talking about stats. He was talking about character, heart, leadership, the intangibles that make a player not just great, but unforgettable. And he didn't stop there. It's not just the player you are. It's your personality, your fire. You're going to be beloved here. It's awesome, man. Let that sink in. One of the greatest players in Bucs history just called Baker Mayfield the perfect Buccaneer. That kind of praise doesn't come easy, and it means everything. Because Baker's journey here, it wasn't smooth. He was the #1 overall pick in 2018. Cleveland thought he'd be the savior, but after a few rocky years and injuries, they gave up on him. Traded him to Carolina, then to the Rams, treated like a backup. Left for dead in a league that forgot how dangerous he could be. But Tampa saw what others missed. They saw the fire, the arm talent, the hunger. And more than that, they saw a leader. And Baker proved them right. In 2023, he won the starting job. But in 2024, he lit the league on fire, 4,550 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 16 picks. At 378 yards on the ground and 3 rushing scores. That's elite, that's Pro Bowl stuff, and it powered Tampa to a 10-7 record and a division title. But those are just numbers. What really matters is how Mayfield has embraced this city, how he's connected with fans, how his teammates trust him, fight for him, and follow him. This isn't just a comeback. This is a rebirth. Do you believe in Baker Mayfield? Is he the long-term leader Tampa's been waiting for, or is there still more to prove? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Rate his 2024 season from 1 to 10. Let's see how Bucs Nation really feels. What makes a franchise quarterback? It's not just touchdowns. It's not just numbers. It's how you carry yourself in the wins and the losses. It's the way you lead when the lights are bright and when no one's watching. That's what Baker Mayfield has brought to Tampa Bay. When the Buccaneers gave Mayfield a 3-year, $100 million extension, it wasn't only for what he did on the field, it was a clear message. This is our guy. This is our future. But what makes this story even deeper is what's happening off the field. That quiet conversation with Ron Barber wasn't just about praise. It revealed something powerful about the soul of this team. When Baker responded to Barber, he didn't talk about himself. He talked about legacy. He talked about culture. He said, "You see the names on the wall, guys who won championships. But what really says something about Tampa is that you're all still here. It wasn't just a stop in your career. It was a chapter in your life. And that's what makes this place special." And just like that, Mayfield showed that he gets it. Being a Buccaneer isn't just about football. It's about belonging to something bigger than yourself. It means carrying the name of players like Ron Barber, Warren Sapp, Mike Alstott, Tom Brady. It means showing up with purpose every day, not just on Sundays. This moment matters because of timing. Tampa isn't just trying to win another division. They're trying to build something lasting, a team that doesn't just flash once, but competes year after year. To do that, you need a leader who plays elite football and breathes the culture of the franchise. Baker Mayfield is becoming that leader. And when a legend like Barber calls you the perfect Buck, that's not just applause, that's a torch being passed. But just as fans were soaking in this emotional moment, something else started stirring. Something quieter. Something more dangerous. Because while the spotlight was shining on Baker, back in the locker room, another star was quietly rising, ready to ignite this offense in a way nobody saw coming. Meet Bucky Irving, a young running back with speed, power, and something even more dangerous: drive. While everyone's been talking about Mayfield and the veterans, Irving has been outworking almost everyone, grinding day after day, getting stronger, sharper, smarter. And now, he's turning heads. Fast. His rookie season in 2024 wasn't just solid, it was eye-opening. In a backfield that already had strong names like Rachaad White, Irving didn't just earn playing time, he became the most exciting weapon on the field. Whether it was catching passes or breaking tackles in the open field, he brought electricity every time he touched the ball. But here's where it gets really exciting. Irving already has everything you need in a star running back: vision, burst, soft hands, and football IQ. But there's one area that's holding him back from becoming elite: pass protection. It might not sound flashy, but in today's NFL, pass protection is the difference between a three-down weapon and a part-time player. When a running back can pick up blitz and protect the quarterback, it keeps the defense guessing. It opens up the deep passing game. It changes everything. And the best part? Bucky Irving is learning from one of the best in the league, Rachaad White, a master of pass protection. This offseason, the two have been working closely, and the word around camp is clear: Irving is soaking up every lesson. He's learning how to read blitz, recognize defensive shifts, and stand tall in the pocket. And the coaches? They're fired up. With new offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard taking over, there's a plan to open up the offense: more deep throws, more creative schemes. And if Irving can protect Mayfield just as well as he runs and catches, that means he's staying on the field in the biggest moments. It's not just about being dangerous, it's about being unpredictable. And if Irving takes that final step, if he becomes a true three-down back, this Bucs offense could become one of the most explosive units in the entire NFL. Bucs fans, is Bucky Irving the breakout star we've been waiting for? Can he become the full package back that takes this offense to the next level? Drop a or in the comments and let us know if you're riding the Irving hype train. Let's hear it. How high is his ceiling? The coaching staff sees it. The players feel it. And now, Bucs fans are starting to realize it too. Bucky Irving isn't just a young talent. He's becoming the kind of player who changes everything. When you've got a back who can do it all, run with power between the tackles, explode for big plays, catch passes out of the backfield, and stand tall in pass protection, you're not just adding a weapon. You're adding a problem for defenses they can't solve. That's exactly what Bucky is turning into. But this story isn't just about one player getting better. It's about what his growth unlocks for the entire offense. Because here's the truth: Baker Mayfield plays his best football when he trusts the guys around him. And when you have a running back who can handle every situation, any down, any distance, it gives the quarterback more freedom to take shots, improvise, and turn ordinary plays into game-changing moments. Irving's connection with the offensive line is another part of the story flying under the radar, but it's huge. Pass protection isn't just about strength. It's about communication. It's about knowing the playbook, reading blitz, and reacting in split seconds. The bond forming between Bucky and the O-line? It's real. And it's powerful. What's impressed the coaches most isn't just his skill, it's his mindset. He's not avoiding the dirty work. He's embracing it. He's treating pass protection like a challenge to master, not just a box to check. He's spending extra time in film rooms, working with position coaches, and learning every little detail from veterans like Rachaad White. That's the mentality of a player who wants to be great, not just good. And here's where the timing becomes perfect. The Buccaneers are coming off a division title. They're hungry to take the next step. And having a back who can line up on every single down gives the offense the kind of flexibility that changes everything. No more tipping your hand based on personnel. No more swapping players depending on the play call. With Irving, you can do anything, anytime, and defenses won't know what's coming. But maybe the most exciting part of all? Bucky Irving is just getting started. He's already showing instincts and football smarts that can't be taught. Add in his work ethic and attitude, and you're looking at a player whose ceiling might be higher than anyone thought. If he puts the full package together, running, catching, blocking, then this offense doesn't just get better. It becomes dangerous. The whispers inside one Buck place are getting louder now. Coaches, teammates, even analysts are starting to believe that Bucky Irving might be the next big star in the NFL. Not someday. Not down the road. Now. And if he takes that leap, it could be the final piece Tampa Bay needs to turn this offense into a nightmare for opposing defenses. So now the question isn't, can the Bucs compete? The question is, Is the rest of the league ready for what's coming out of Tampa Bay? Because what's happening here isn't just a short-term surge. It's the start of something that could last, something built on toughness, teamwork, and talent at every level. Buccaneers fans, how high is Bucky Irving's ceiling? Can he become the every down weapon that unlocks this offense? Drop your prediction for his 2025 season in the comments, rushing yards, touchdowns, anything. Let's see who really believes this kid is about to take over the league.